OMG, Boriss and a Dark Survival has arrived! Even though no one was expecting this game to come out or even exist, it did. Obviously, this game was going to be a minor role in the larger lore of Bendy and Ink Machine, but in further investigation, I realized this game was going to be much more than it really showed. And here's the major realization that I had. The safe house in Boriss and the Dark Survival is identical to the safe house in Bendy and Ink Machine Chapter 3. Whether you have noticed this or not, I will be showing you in this video how these two safe houses are identical. First off, what really took me by interest was the picture that Boriss, us as the player, were putting together. To put the picture fully together, you need to grab 7 scrap pieces over the studio. Once I got one piece, I immediately recognized as it was the weird, almost disturbing picture in Chapter 3 of Bendy and the Ink Machine. It matches, at least of the section that I've collected. Secondly, the layout of the safe house. Shockingly, the layout is practically identical. When the player first enters the main room in Chapter 3, it is the same hall we see here in the Boriss game, except Boriss seems to have blocked the entrance to that area. The main room has also striking similarities. When you first meet Boriss in Chapter 3, we see him at a table. Well, there's the table in this new game. It's even got the soup maker from Chapter 3. Even the banjo is there in its exact spot. Then to the right of the soup sink thing is the way to the creepy drawing on the wall. To the left of the table is the door which in Chapter 3 we unlock. Outside the door we see multiple machines there, even though in Chapter 3 they look more broken down. This means this Boriss game is set really early on, before Bendy and Ink Machine, the game, begins. Next, once going down the hallway, we come across the Miracle Station. If we go right from here, we'll find a hallway that leads further on in Chapter 3. Obviously, it's blocked in this Boriss game. Also, the door to the elevator room in the Boriss game is locked in Chapter 3 of Bendy and Ink Machine. This means Boriss was hiding that elevator, which we so easily use in Boriss and the Dark Survival, from Henry in Chapter 3. Or did something bad happen to that elevator? And that question marks box at the table seems to be replaced by the torchlight we have in Chapter 3, or something rather. Anyway, as you guys can clearly see, these are the same two safe houses in both games, and Boriss we play is obviously the same one we see in Chapter 3, and is the one that dies in Chapter 4. Oh, well, this suddenly makes Chapter 4 that much more sadder with Boriss's death. Well, after all of this shows that the game Boriss and the Dark Survival has much more worth to buying and exploring for yourself. Well, there you go, guys. Hope you enjoyed. Thanks for Teddy High for helping me figuring out this information. If you have any ideas for more Boriss and the Dark Revival or even Bendy and Ink Machine videos that I should do, please leave them in the comment section below. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. See you guys next time. LNO out. Bye-bye.